people were calling me stupid, saying people are still trying to go to UK or US, and this is the guy who come back from UK with a British passport and he wants to stay in Uganda in a place called Jinja.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Expulsion at 50. My name is Dola Vasani. During my recent visit back to Uganda, I had the opportunity to speak with Raman Keshwala, the CEO of the Keshwala Group of Companies. They employ over 5,000 people and are the largest distribution company in the country. This is a story of seeing and seizing opportunities as they arise. I hope you enjoy listening to our conversation.
Full name is Raman Keshwala. Originally from India, a place called Visawada. It's a village near Porbandar. Came in Uganda when I was 1.5 years old, in 1967.
And why did you come here?
My father was he was already working in Jinja with Inder Singh Gill. He came in late 50s.
Inder Singh Gill was a pioneer businessman, the founder and operator of Sikh sawmills in Jinja. It's interesting because many of the parents and the grandparents had come much earlier.
Yeah.
But your father came quite late. Huh?
My fathers were 6 brothers.
Okay.
So the elder brother was here, and then the younger brother came in 50s.
So then you came with your mom and your siblings?
I have 2 elder brothers and elder sister and 1 young sister. My younger sister was born in Uganda in 60s, 68.
Wow, okay. So then you came here and then you grew up your first few years in
Yeah, I actually, by the time we left, I was in P1, Magwa Primary School, which is in Jinja.
So in 72, what, you were like 6, 7 years old?
Yeah, around 6, 7.
Yeah. So you don't remember much then?
No, it's like I remember where my classroom was, which was my school, and we were in area where we used to stay. That is all. Our family left. My father took us to India and he came back to Kenya.
You went to India. Did your parents have Indian passports then?
Yeah, my parents both were having Indian passport. We went and spent about 2 months in Kenya because my father was working with Inder Singh Gill, and he only worked in one place for 20 years. And Inder Singh Gill, they wanted to keep him in Kenya. But, by then you need to apply for permit, and it was taking so long. And with a big family, husband, wife, and 5, you cannot stay at somebody's home for many. We stayed there for 2 months. And then my father decided, let me take my family back to India, and then I will probably come back to Kenya and look for a job.
So from here you probably went by train?
Up to, Mombasa, and then steamer from there.
When you landed in Mumbai, you went straight to Gujarat?
No, it wasn't in Mumbai, it was Porbandar.
Oh, you went straight to Porbandar?
Yeah, it's the same.
steamer
Even when we were coming, steamer used to go to Porbandar. I only remember that we went to my uncle's farm near Porbandar. It was Holi or some festival by then. So then seeing cows and all that thing, I was excited. I didn't know, my parents tell me I didn't know difference between cow and buffaloes because we had not seen buffaloes here.
Yeah, as a child you also think it's an adventure.
Yeah.
But your parents stayed, the whole family was staying there. Did your parents still have a house there?
Yeah, old house in India. Yeah, in our village.
Because generally not many people went to India, and the ones who went to India didn't have a great experience.
It's true. We also went through struggle.
Because also the Indian government wasn't very welcoming
Yeah.
for the refugees. They
Yeah,
didn't say,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
our.
Yeah.
But what happened once you got to Gujarat? Because you hardly had
I
anything.
think after 1 or 2 years, because my father couldn't do anything there, he decided to come back to Kenya. And for us, as young, we have joined this local school there, so we're schooling, living village life there.
So your father came back on his own?
Yeah. And I think between 74, my father came to Kenya because there are droughts in India, constant droughts. Again in 79, when Amin was overthrown, my father decided to come back to Uganda, and later on I joined my father in 1983. He was not an educated person. He ever worked in farm and in forest, so he saw an opportunity because Uganda, everything, nothing was there, even bread, Colgate or anything, everything was coming from Kenya. So initially, I think when he came from Kenya, so he was bringing things from Kenya to here. Then when he's going, probably taking something from there. And in 80s, he decided he rented a shop and started dealing in textile. Yeah, buying locally some materials like gomas material and selling in Jinja. And I was after finishing my secondary education. He says, now you come and join me because I've been away from the family for many years. I know we won't have education there, but at least let's stay together. So after finishing my secondary school, I came and with my mom and me, we came and joined my father. My elder brothers and sister, they were all married. Younger sister was studying in Gurukul, Porbandar. You might have heard of. Yeah, so we left her there and I came in.
So you came back, what was it? That was 83, was it?
Yeah, month of April, 1983.
But you tell me, how was it with, with the paperwork? Because you still had your Indian passport.
Yeah.
So coming back was not a problem?
Now my father was, when he came back in 79, I think Ugandan politician there by UPC about his government. They have to get the vote from people. There were few Asians, so they were using him that we are bringing back the Asians. So they were taking them in their rallies. So because of that goodwill, he was given a certificate of residence, permanent certificate of residence.
Yeah, because 79, that's when Amin was overthrown.
Yes, so in 80, my father was given CR, certificate of residence. So we came as a dependent.
And how did your mom feel about coming back?
She was excited because they had a very good memory before 72, and in 80s India were still lot behind. There were droughts and we were struggling, so I was very happy. I went in 1985 to UK for visit. During that I met my wife, we got engaged. And then went back in 89 and we got married. So I was settled in UK between 89 and 97.
And how would you describe your life in the UK?
As you already lived in African life, UK I found it very difficult for me. But like a lifestyle, you have to go to work very early in the morning. In winter, when it's dark, you come back home when it's still dark, and I've loved African life. So I was never settled in the UK. I always like living.
And where
Africa.
were you in the UK?
Leicester.
Oh, in Leicester.
Yeah.
Okay. Which made it a little bit easier because there were so many Gujaratis.
True.
There.
Yeah, a lot of Gujarati.
Yeah.
And also our community. Also, there are a lot of my community people who went from Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, even from
And
India.
what were you doing when you were in Leicester?
In Leicester, initially I was working with different factories, but Then I had started my own business, garment factory, CMT.
गुनगुना रहे हैं भंवर खिल रही है कली कली गुनगुना रहे हैं भंवर खिल रही है कली 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 कली
I was settled in UK between 89 up to 97, but 94 I decided to come for holidays with my wife and my young son. So actually we liked the country, and there was the opportunity. So I told my wife, why don't we go and join? The parents are getting old. We can go and try. If we don't like, we will come back after 1 or 2 years. But let's go and. So we gave a try.
Yeah, it's interesting, that you came here. Your father continued doing the business, and then you decided to go to the UK, huh?
Yeah.
So when you decided to come back,
Yeah.
you basically were kind of starting your own thing.
Yeah. Main thing was to join my old parents, and then people were calling me stupid, saying people are still trying to go to UK or US, and this is the guy who come back from UK with a British passport, and he wants to stay in Uganda in a place called Jinja.
Now your parents?
My parents were happy because I think becoming old, they needed company. Yeah.
So you come back as an adult, with your wife.
Yeah.
And you came back with children as well?
Yeah, I had a firstborn. He was only about 6 years old.
And your wife is from here?
No, she's from UK.
Oh wow.
Was born in India but went to UK when she was 5-6 years old. So she's the British. Yeah.
And how has it been for her? Would you say?
It was difficult for initially to settle here. I think we don't regret what we did, but then we were not sure what we are doing. We're very happy now. What we did was fruitful.
So when you came back, how would you describe that period?
First, it was like as I joined my father's business, Jinja was very small, quiet place. You go to work in the morning, evening you come back. There's nothing much to do. Not many friends, but slowly by slowly you get used to this slow life, and you forget British life. And I'm running around. Initially, for me, it was okay because I was joining my parents. It might have been very hard for my wife to adjust living that British life and coming here. It's very slow, the fast to slow life. But it was fine for us. At least we had a lot of time to look after our son, or both sons, because in UK, if you have young children, both of you have to go and work. You don't get enough time. But for 97, slowly by slowly, I started our career here. Started with small distribution with Nile Brewery in 98. Slowly we grew, become a distributor for Pepsi Cola, like that, Bidco, Kakira. Currently, as we speak, we are one of the biggest distributor here in Uganda. We have more than 32 branches in. From commodities, we went in the drink. We are now in transportation also as well. We have more than 400 trailers, which does transportation. I think we are one of the biggest in Uganda. We do also in distribution. We do Airtel, we do Kakira, we do Bidco, we do Pepsi, we do Nile Breweries. We also transport for all these companies which I have mentioned.
So it sounds a little bit like it was kind of fertile soil. You just threw some seeds and things kind of just grew, and then this one grew better than that one. So you thought, well, let's carry on doing that.
There was a lot of opportunity, and since the new president Museveni had come in, and he had handled very well. He had welcomed people coming back from outside, given them back their properties. Security-wise, Uganda has been excellent. Immediately after he coming back, in part of, I'm not talking of the other part of where northern were still having problem by then, Jinja, Kampala, everything. So security was excellent. You had a lot of opportunity, but you were not looking at the other life. We are saying you have to go and enjoy with the family. I concentrated in work, and I think I was happy that I had the opportunity to grow, and I've grown from there.
So what do you feel like proud of?
First of all, as I said, I had a time with my old parents, because when I've called them in UK one or twice, and they never liked. Maximum they can spend is 1 month, and says no, we are going back. So that is the number one thing. And the other thing is like, if I was in UK, I might have been employed somewhere, or might be having small businesses. But when I come back here, Uganda has a lot of opportunity. I've grown my business, I've grown myself, but not only that, I have called so many of my relatives from India who got a chance to settle also here. Some of them is also gone, also having their own businesses. So it's not only growth myself, it was given so many other people opportunity. Also, the employment I'm created, like I'm employing not only in my relatives and Asian, but even so many Ugandans, more than 5,000 employees I have currently.
And how would you describe the relationship? Because I think that's where also where some of the tension was in the past.
Yeah.
The tension, the relationship between the local Africans and the Indians.
As correctly you said, and we knew it was true, there's somehow some of our people were not treating the locals fairly. So that is for me. I grew up with locals. I've always respected them, and they also respected me. Currently, I'm serving in Busoga Kingdom as a Minister of Trade, Industry and Commerce. While they've given me that position, is because they know I'm respecting them. I'm respected.
Yeah, no, that's good to hear, because I think the other thing that was missing, 50 years ago, is that the Indians had really, a lot of influence, domination of the economy, but politically we were not really participating.
Yeah. But even now, Indians are still dominating in economically. Like you might have come to know from any of the people who you interviewed previously, we are Asians. We are less than 1% of population of here in Uganda, but we pay 60% of taxes here.
Yeah, that's interesting. So how would you say is the participation of the local Ugandans in business today?
I'm seeing so many of our friends, African locals, they have learned the business, they are growing in the business, they have become industrialists. It's open now.
Yeah, and I think for me, coming back to Uganda, what is different is that, say, if you walk down, William Street or any of those streets which were previously all dominated by Indians.
Yeah.
All those small shops are managed and run by Africans.
Yeah.
And why do you think Indians have been so successful in business, not just in Uganda, but generally?
It's naturally in our blood that whatever we do with one heart. We're hardworking. Even in Europe or wherever we went, we are contributing to their economy.
Yeah.
We have a discipline. The biggest thing is the discipline, financial discipline. If you earn $1,000, you will spend probably 400-500, and will make sure you save. That is what we are still. I keep talking to my African friends. Sometimes we discussing how did I grow, why the other one. I tell him you need to have a discipline.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
That financial discipline has been there.
It's very important.
And that's been sort of passed on from one generation
to another. And like as I said, we know that whatever properties we have is for family. It's not for one person, it's for the family. You pass into the generation. But what happens in African culture is there are a lot of different marriages, and they have children from different places. So it's not a family thing. You have 3 wives, you have children from everyone. But for us, we tell our children that whatever we have, it is after us, it is yours. So if you're stealing from your own. If you're wasting your own money. That is the discipline, probably.
Say, is the relationship with, say, the other race groups like Chinese?
Chinese, definitely they have a lot of advantage compared to Asians who have been here for long. I think their government is having a direct negotiation with government in Africa in terms of if you talk of permit fees, we end up paying in thousands of dollars, but Chinese has less to pay hundreds probably.
Like a work permit?
Yeah, work permit. And all others like any kind of road construction and many sectors, they have a lot of advantage because it's a government to government. Chinese have advantage in Africa now. Of course, as I said, we need to compete, but they have upper hand. Certain sector like road construction, Chinese are dominating.
And how do you see, the future?
Yeah, Uganda is still have a lot of opportunity with oil sector. They're saying 2025. So once oil is been exploited, there will be a lot of opportunity. The good thing for Uganda is very safe place. You're free to do any business. It's not like a certain African country that if you can't touch certain sector because it is one of the politician is there. In Uganda, you can go into any business. In fact, where I grow is only in Uganda. I'm not even still there are a lot of opportunity. I'm not thinking of going to any other country, but to concentrate within Uganda.
गुनगुना रहे हैं भंवरे खिल रही है कली 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 कली.
Yeah, I mean, in life you have to keep trying.
कली 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 कली.
Thank you for listening. Till next time, keep well and keep safe.
कली 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 कली.